Testing, testing. Testing, testing. All right, Shalom Israel, Shalom Bashim Yashab Barakadam to the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shamar Alatha Bashim Yahweh to the sisters. We at the Isupk Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yohana. And we are not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. We teach that all so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are God's chosen people. We are the true biblical Israelites that the Bible speaks of. And Esau, or as you may know him as the white man, is the devil that the Bible speaks of. Now, today, as you already know, those who have been tuning in, today is Sabbath service. All right, we're going to be going over the book of Exodus, chapter 34, verse 30. We're finishing up that chapter, and we're going to be going all the way to the book of Exodus, chapter 36, verse 8. 49 verses in the Hebrew. We put the 7 verses in the Hebrew first, then the 7 verses in the English. You can break down, continue, right? Now, with that being said, Maijin, just me up here, which means to stand or rise. La Yasha'ala, which means to or for Israel. Maijim upon Yahweh, which means to rise or stand and face the east. This is the Lord's Prayer in the Hebrew. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kodash, Ayah, Shemka, Yahweh, Malakutka, Taba'ah, Razaka, Ayah, Aisha, Baradazak, Kawa, Ayah, Bashemayim, Athilanawa, Lakum, Kal, Yawam, Basalaknawa, Kawathinawa, Kasalaknawa, Kawathinawa, Bala'ah, Tabayanawa, Mansaiwan, Amal, Habashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, La'ala, Watapara, Labalamim, Amun. Now in the English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Yahweh, thy kingdom come, that will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever. So be it. Amen. Just a quick reminder, sisters, remember to have your heads covered when attending class and engaged in the prayers. Brothers, remember to have your heads uncovered. Slide. This is Hakak, which is the power of Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Balushah, Lafilanawa, Hakak, Hakak, Laba'ah, Kamakala, Lakakwa, Hakak, Latahar, Hamatsabrayim, Hakak, La'akwayim, Amakim, Hakak, Arakwa, Latana'ala, Lugashim, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, the water, Aman. Now in the English, Yahweh, the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, power to cleanse the lepers, power to raise the dead, power against unclean spirits, cast them out. In the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. This is, slide me 1 second. This is bless Israel in the Hebrew. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Barak Lanawa, Wayasha'ala, Waha, Bayath Saparium, Barak, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, for water, Aman. What we just said was, Lord, in the name of Yahushua, bless us and Israel and the school in the name of Yahushua. Thank you. So be it. Psalms 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'ah, Ayanya, All, Ahoyim, Mayan, Ba'ah, Azoya, Ma'ain, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayim, Baradazah, Baitan, Watts, Bugalka, all get one, Shamarka, Ana, Ba'a, get one, Ba'a, get Shun, Shamar, Ashala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Zalka, Yad, Yedika, Yomum, Hashamash, La'a, Yedika, White Rock, White Love, Yahweh, Ashamarka, Bahol, Rai, Ashamar, Adipashka, Yahweh, Ashamar, Kazahaka, Boboaka, Maida, Ba'ai, I will love. Now in English, I will lift up my eyes to the hills. From whence cometh my help? My help cometh from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer that foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall not slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper. The Lord is thy shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this time forth and even forevermore. This is Psalms 83 in the Hebrew. Alahayim, all the Yalaka, all the Karash, all the Shakwat, all Kayana, Al Yebika, Yama, Yawan, Ra'ash, Al Imaka, Yar Yamwa, Sauda, Waita, Yatuwa, Al Windika, Amara, Akawa, Wanakakidim, Goya, Wala'a, Ezkar, Shemesh Ala, Awda, Kaya, Nabat Ezwa, Laba, Yakadwa, Ilika, Baryat, Yakarapwa, Ahoya, Alwam, Washamai, Al Yum, Mababa, Bulgarian, the ball, Wam1, Wamlak, Palasha, Amshabi, Talawar, Gamashawar, Nalawa, Imam, Hiwa, Zorwai, Lavanya Lawats, Salah, Aisha, Lahum, Kamadi, Kasaya, Sara'at, Kayabi, Nankal, Koyash1, Bishabi Wa, Bayan, Dara, Hiwa, Daman, Lagma, Shaktumwa, Nada, Yakwa, Kakra, Kazaba, Kazaba, Kazomana, Kar Nasayakamwa, Ashar, Amaro, Yarasha, Wa, Af, Nawa, Alhaya, Alhaya, Shaktumwa, Kagogla, Kwash, Lapanya, Waka, Kaash, Daira, Yaira, Wa, Kalaba, Talahat, Harium, Kun, Daratma, Basa Irika, Babasa, Wapatha, Balam, Malaa, Tanihum, Palawan, Wayab, Washwa, Shumka, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Waya, Bahawa, Ayai, Waya Kaparwa, Waya Badwa, Waya Datwa, Kayata, Ashumka, Yahweh, Labadka, Alawan, Alcohol, Ha'arataza. This is Psalms 83 in the English. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a total, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more remembrance. For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee, tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gabal, and Ammon, and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. So also was joined with them. They have hope in the children of Lot, Salah. Do unto them as to the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabez, at the brook of Kison, which perished at the door. They became as dung for the earth. Make their nobles like a red, like Zeid. Yea, all the princes, as Zabat, and as Almuna, who said, let us take to ourselves the house of God in possession. O my God, make them like wood, as the stubble before the wind, as the fire burnt the wood, and as the flames set the mountains on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill the places with shade, and let me see thy name. O Lord, let me be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let me put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, art the most high over all earth. This is the blessings in the Hebrew. Barak Yahweh, Wayah Shai, Wamyak Allah, Wa Hayim, Mazabi Ah, Alawap Yahana, Alawap Yahana, Halawapim, Hasawanyam, Hakadizayoyin, Hakayayoyin, Waha Wapim, Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, for water or mud. Now in the English, bless you, Yahweh, and Yahushai, and Michael, and the angels, commanded journey Hana, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, and the sisters. Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai. Thank you, so be it. All right, you may be seated. All right, for those who might just now be tuning in, it's like, one second. Going over the book of Exodus, chapter 34, verse 30. all the way to 36 and 8. Now we're going to read the first 7 verses in Hebrew, give the breakdown in English, and continue. So for the first 7, so 30. So book of Exodus chapter 34, verse 30 to 35 and 1. That's verse 30. While Ra'ah, Raz, Yabal, it's like Wabal, Kanya, Yasha'ala, Ath, Mashah, Yahana, Kora'an, Ayar, Panyawa, While Ra'ah, Magashaf, Alaya, While Kora'ah, Alaham, Mashah, Waya Shabya, Alaya, Hara'an, Waba'al, Hanasha Ra'am, Ka'aida, Wa'adabar, Mashah, Alaham, Wa'akara'a, Ba'an, Nagashia, Ka'al, Kanya, Yasha'ala, Wayataza Yum, Ath, Ka'al, Ashar, the car, Yahweh, Athya, Athwa, Salakia, Kahar, Sanya, Wayabal, Mashah, Adabar, Bar, Thumb, Wayafan, Isle, Panyawa, Masa'ah, Ya Baba'ah, Masha'ah, La Lapanya, Yahweh, Ladabar, Athya, Yasayar, Ath, Hama Saya, Aid, Taza'athya, Waya Taza'ah, Adabar, All, Bunya, Yasha'ala, Ath, Shar, Yataza'ah, Wa'ra'ah, Bunya, Yasha'ala, Ath, Bunya, Masha'ah, Kaya, Ra'an, Ayar, Bunya, Masha'ah, Sharab, Masha'ah, Ath, Hama Ra'ah, Ayl, Panyawa, Aid, Kaya, Bar, Athya, last verse. Where for all, Masha'ah, Ath, for all, Idaf, Kanya, Yasha'ala, Waya Mar, Alhayim. Let's see. Alaham, Ala'ah, Hadabara'am, Hadabara'am, Ashar, Taza'ah, Yahweh, La'aisha, La'asha'af, Atham. All right, so this is the book of Exodus, chapter 34, verse 30 in the English. And when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moses, behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come nigh him. Okay, so quick recap, right? This is at the time where Aaron made the golden calf for us because we lacked faith in the Lord. We weren't really like seeing Moses like that. So we were questioning if the Most High existed. So being ignorant, what we did was we said, hey, we need something tangible to believe in. So we convinced Aaron to make this golden calf, and we gave this object the pretty much the credibility of, hey, like this is the thing that got us up out of the captivity of Egypt. Mind you, there were a lot of us who didn't even want to leave the captivity of Egypt because we were very comfortable being slaves. It got so bad that we were actually making altars for this calf, by the way. Now the Lord, of course, saw this, deeply vexed, talked with Moses, and pretty much told Moses, like, hey, you know, I'm about to make a nation up out of you, and I'm about to get rid of them because how dare they sit here and worship a golden calf, an object, by the way.
after I'm the one that sent y'all to get them out of Egypt. Now, mind you, was the Most High truly going to do this? Remember, I'm paraphrasing. The Lord knows you when you're in the womb. He knew what kind of person and what kind of character, Moses was and what kind of character he had. He knew that Moses was never going to agree to something like that. So it was just a test. And Moses, of course, passed that test by telling him, like, don't do that, my Lord. Like, I don't think it would be wise to destroy, the nation that you once saved from captivity. Because then what are the rumors going to be? It's going to be, oh, like, their God took them to destroy them, and he said, like, just give them another chance. And, this is where he's making the covenant with the Most High, right? So now fast forward. Now Moses is now showing himself onto the congregation now. Mind you, again, Aaron and Moses have two different jobs. Yes, Aaron was the minister of Israel at this time, and he's the one that's directly dealing with the congregation and the nation. Moses is the one that's speaking to the Most High and relaying these messages onto Aaron. All right, so these are their roles. So now verse 31, and Moses called unto them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned unto him, and Moses talked with them. And afterward, all the children of Israel came nigh, meaning like they came near, right? When he first came down, they were a little afraid. They were like, oh, it's Moses. Oh, man, Moses showed up. So afterward, all the children of Israel came nigh and he gave them in commandment all that the Lord had spoken with him in Mount Sinai. So when he made the covenant, now he's coming down and he's telling all the nation of Israel, like, hey, these are the rules and regulations of which we are going to abide by, and our generations and generations that come afterward. Verse 33. Until Moses had done speaking with them, he put a veil on his face. But when Moses went in before the Lord to speak with him, he took the veil off until he came out, and he came out and spoke to the children of Israel that which he was commanded. And the children of Israel saw the face of Moses, that the skin of Moses' face shone, and Moses put the veil upon his face again until he went in to speak with them. This is the last verse, chapter 35, verse 1. And Moses gathered all the congregation of the children of Israel together and said unto them, these are the words which the Lord hath commanded that ye should do them. All right. So again, he came down, he spoke with the Most High. Now this is pretty much the beginning of like, hey, this is what y'all are going to do. Okay, this is what we're going to do. The Most High saved us, and now these are the law, statutes, and commandments that we are going to abide by now. So this is the beginning of that, right? So we're going to continue. This is chapter 35. So we're going to start at verse 2. So 2, 6, 7. So 2 to 8. So this is the book of Exodus, chapter 35, verse 2. Yes. Shashath, Yamayam, Tha'aisha, Malaba'a, Wabayam, Hashaba'aya, Yahweh. Yahaya, Labam, Wadash, Shabath, Shabbathian, La Yahweh, Ka'al, Ha'aisha, Baya, Ma La Ba'a, Wayamath, La'ah, Saba'ai Ra'an, Ash, Kabal, Masha Bath Ya Ba'am, Kaya Hashabath, Wayamar, Masha, All, Ka'al, Idath, Banya, Yasha'ala, Layamar, Za'ah, Hadabar, Ashar, Tazayah, Yahweh, La'amar, Kwa Kaya, Matha Ba'am, Sarama'ah, La Yahweh, Ka'al, Nadayam, Labaya, Yaba Ya'ath, Sarama'ath, Yahweh, Zahab, Wabasan, Yanakashath, Wathabalath, Raragawa, Rabagamun, Yatha La'ith, Shanya, Washashash, Wa'ai Zayum, Wa'ai Rath, Ala Mada Mayum, Wa'ai Ra'ath, Takash Ya'am, Wa'ai Tazaya, Matayum, last verse, Washa Ma'an, Lama Ar, Waba Sha Ma'yum, Lasha Ma'an, Kamasha Hamashaka, Wala Kwa Sarath, Hasamayum. So this is 35:2, Exodus chapter 35, verse 2 in the English. 6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day there shall be to you an holy day, a Sabbath of rest to the Lord. Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death. So we've brought out this before. Again, this is a day of rest that was given unto us, and it's to be honored. All right, and this somewhat originates from when the Most High and the powers, because it wasn't just the Most High himself, formed everything. Formed the earth, formed the universe, whatever you want to call it. And it says 6 days, but roughly it was about 6,000 years. And then on the 7,000, well, on the 7,000 year, for those 1,000 years, he rested, right? So, but you are supposed to honor this. This is a day that was made for us. It's actually a privilege that we even have this, all right? The Most High knows everything that we have been through. He's given us this day of rest, right? And when it says you shall be put to death, and again, if you do any work therein, I've explained this before, but just quick recap. You can do stuff. We are in captivity. I'm not telling you can't go to your slave on Saturday. If you got that schedule, you got to go. I'm not telling you don't pay your bills. It's not what the Lord is telling you. However, if you don't got to work, one, don't do it if you don't have to. Number two, if you have your own business, don't make anybody else work. That's really what that is. All right. And put to death, again, put to death don't mean physically. Lord don't got to send a meteor and kill you right there. No. Put to death, that can also be interpreted as you're going to be cut off from the nation, or you'll be dead inside. You're not honoring something that the Most High has made for you, so you're going to kind of venture off. That's what's going to happen. And these laws, statutes, and commandments, this kind of goes back to, I'm paraphrasing, in Genesis, where it says that he breathed life into Adam. Many people believe that Adam was like clay or something, like a statue, and then the Most High literally breathed into him like CPR, and then it's like Adam's alive. No, that's not what that means. What that means is Adam was a living person. Adam also was not the first man on earth. He was the first man on earth that knew the law, that knew the ways that the Most High wanted everyone to live. He breathed life into him. Life is following the law, statutes, and commandments. That is life. Think about it. Matter of fact, let me see this real quick. Get this preset real quick. Slacky, just 1 second. Let me get Romans 8:2. It's the book of Romans. Get to it. Eight and 2. All right, so it's the book of Romans chapter 8, verse 2. It says, "For the law of the spirit of life in Christ Jesus, or Yahushua Mashiach, had made me free from the law of sin and death." Now, what can that be interpreted as? What that is telling you is, again, follow the law, statutes, and commandments. You're going to live, not just physically, but you're going to thrive in life. We tell you don't do drugs. When you don't do drugs, you're healthier. You take care of yourself, right? Don't abuse, don't abuse what the Lord gave you for lust, in a sense, because you getting high is lust. Maybe not sexual lust, but you're carnally trying to feed something into your body. Odds are you're probably depressed. Odds are you probably can't deal with conflict. All right. So what you're doing is you're looking for an escape. So that escape might be weed. That escape might be cocaine. That escape might be heroin. That escape might be alcohol. Right? Now, people kind of get misinterpreted when it comes to marijuana. Marijuana is a plant that was made for medicinal purposes, which a lot of plants are. The thing is, what we did, we abused it. Now you use it to get high. All right. Same thing with the cocoa leaf. The cocoa leaf is made for cocaine. All right. Cocaine is not natural. The cocoa leaf is. Again, that's used for energy. A lot of farmers, I believe, in South America actually use it. They chew on it, and it kind of like, gives them a little energy boost. They work and stuff. That's all it was used for. We took it, and now y'all making bricks in the fridge and selling it. And now y'all out here, like, I don't know if y'all ever looked up like how cocaine is made. I saw like a documentary. It was actually Gordon Ramsay, that chef, and he went. I think it might have been either Colombia or Venezuela. I'm not sure. But he met. It was a northern tribe brother out there, and he was like deep in the jungle somewhere. I don't know, some remote place, and he showed him how to make cocaine in like. They used the cocoa leaf, but they were pouring like gasoline and like all these other chemicals. And I'm like, damn, that's how it's made. Like, that's really in there. And Gordon Ramsay, is white man. He looking at him like, are you aware of like the damage of what you're doing when you make this stuff? And he straight up said, like, look, I'm just trying to put my kids to college. And I'm just like, damn, that's cold. Like, he don't even care. He's just like, I'm just worried about my family. Whatever I do, it's crazy. But like, again, we took something natural and we turned it into something else. That's why I always laugh in the face of potheads where they say, well, we come from the earth. My brother, everything comes from the earth. Okay. All the ingredients that you find in like tobacco comes from the earth. Lord ain't telling you to smoke it. All right. The stuff that they put in heroin comes from the earth. Everything comes from the earth. You're abusing it. And while you abuse that, you abuse your body. You're not living. You're not just destroying yourself physically, but you're destroying yourself spiritually. That's why you be seeing like plenty of brothers who have been out to camp. And I know like a few troopers, y'all might have not been to camp yet, but I promise you go to camp, you're going to see it. You'll see somebody high as a kite, drugged out. And we're not even talking to them. We're preaching about the Bible. And for some reason, it's like they're drawn to it. Like, and they start tweaking out. And you're probably wondering, like, why are they tweaking out? It's because it's a demon in them that is rattled because you are speaking the truth. They don't want to hear the truth. They want to get high. They want to be an alcoholic. They want to be strung out. That's what they want because they just want to run from their problems. They don't want to face it. They're weak inside. You're dead inside. That's why the Lord don't want you doing this stuff. That's why the Lord doesn't want you having illicit sex. All right. That's why the Lord, like, we can get into the science behind it. I think I brought it out like either last class or the one before that. For sisters especially, this does apply to brothers as well. But sisters, you are referred to as a weaker vessel, so it really harms you. The more men, there's been a study. The more men that a woman has sex with in her lifetime, she is more prone to mental instability because you were never designed to be with a whole bunch of men. Also, we got grown people up in here, so I'm going to just give it to you straight. When a man releases in you, the more men that do that, like his DNA becomes like a part of you. I believe it's approximately like 7 years. I'll have to like fact check that, but it's a long time that DNA stays in you. Now imagine you out here doing God knows what. You have multiple sources of DNA from various men in you. And you're probably wondering why we're a little tweaked out. Because this dude might be crazy his damn self. Nah, he got his spirit all up in you. You got a part of him. This dude is abusive. Now you got a part of him. This dude is just a pathological liar. Now you got a part of him. Now you got all these spirits in you. You just messed up. Now you don't know what to do yourself. You're so mentally unstable or emotionally unstable. That's why. And brothers, guess what? It might not affect you as much, but it does still affect you. The Lord don't want you whoring yourself out either. Yes, you can have multiple wives, keyword wives, not whores, not prostitutes, not strippers. I hope y'all hearing what I'm saying. You have sex with all these wicked women? First of all, I believe it's in Ecclesiasticus. I think it's chapter 25. I'm paraphrasing. You know, a wicked woman is given unto a wicked man. So you got that because you deserve that. You are going to attract that kind of spirit. Now, that's why we tell brothers like, hey, look, be careful when you choose a woman because that woman represents you. So if your woman is a monster, well, she's a reflection of you. So what does that say about you? Why did you choose her? Or maybe she wasn't a monster at first. Now she's a monster now. Why? What is going on in that household? You know what I mean? So you got to think of these things. So going back to Romans 8:2, for the law of the spirit of life in Yahushua Mashiach hath made me free from the law, so I get free from the law of sin and death. That's what that's talking about. You're supposed to be free from all that stuff. But you do that by keeping the law, statutes, and commandments, right? Which is what Moses is trying to tell the congregation right now. So we're going to go back. Let's see. Going right here to verse 2. Chapter 35, verse 2. 6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day there shall be to you an holy day, again, holy, sacred, separate, a Sabbath of rest to the Lord. Whosoever doeth work therein shall be put to death. Think about that when you think of death. Don't think physically, think spiritually, right? Verse 3. Ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day. Now, this is where some people get confused. They'll hear this, fake Israelites will hear this thing like, oh, this is why you can't cook on the Sabbath. This is why you can't cook during high holy days. No, that's not what that means. You can go read all through Leviticus chapter 23, and there's multiple examples of us cooking. Okay, you can cook. That's not what that means. Okay, verse 4. And Moses spake unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, saying, this is the thing which the Lord commands, saying, take ye from among you an offering unto the Lord, whosoever is it of a willing heart, let him bring it. Keyword willing. I mean, you gotta want to do it. All right, that's how you gotta move when you come into this truth. The thing is, like, no one forces anybody to do anything in here. I hope you understand that. I know some people in the world, you know, they're gonna tell, oh, you're a part of a cult. And first of all, the Christian church is a cult. Muslim mosque is a cult. Matt, I'll read to you what a cult actually is real quick, because they try to like use that word against us all the time. This is the actual definition of a cult. A cult can refer to a group with a shared devotion to a person, idea, or object, often characterized by extreme or unconventional beliefs. That's usually how it can be used, right? But it can be used in both a neutral or a negative term. The neutral term is cult can simply denote a group with particular focus or devotion. That's it. A group of people who share a common devotion. That is it. So if we apply that, right, then everything's a cult. The United States Navy is a cult. The Army is a cult. The Marines are a cult. America's a cult. All right? America is a cult. The cartel is a cult. Christians, that's a cult. Okay? What is it? Those, like, I'm trying to think of something different. Buddhism is a cult. You believe in Greek mythology, and you find a whole bunch of people that believe in Greek mythology, that's a cult. Matter of fact, you go to you go to an anime convention. There's a group of y'all, and y'all just love anime. Y'all devote your whole lives to anime. That's a cult. So when people say, oh, you're part of a cult, the truth is, yes, we are part of a cult. But what they're trying to do is they're using it in a negative term. And this is the negative term. It says the term is more commonly used to describe groups that are considered dangerous or manipulative, often involving charismatic leaders and extreme ideologies. Okay, well, Christ was a cult leader. For fraternity and sororities, Thawada, that's a cult. Because they be doing some weird ritual stuff when they be going to college. Also, I believe that's Greek. That's Greek. That's not even a part of our culture. That's a cult. You being a part of a football team, any brother who's played like any like team sport, that could be referred to as a cult. You all share common goals and beliefs, and you are devoting your time in your body to achieve a goal. And you do it multiple times throughout years. That's a cult. So I don't want anybody getting confused. Like when somebody tries to tell you like you're a part of a cult, yep, yes we are. So are you. And so is your grandma. So is your uncle, your auntie. They're all part of a cult. When your son goes to the military, he's a part of a cult. Think about that. Because they tell you, you know, America, you know, this is God's land, and you know, we are above everybody else. America is the greatest country on the planet. Lies. But that's what they tell you, right? And you are here to fight for your country. That's a cult. So I hope y'all all understand that, right? They're just trying to like use the negative term, but everybody is a part of a cult at some point in their life, right? And again, Christ was a cult leader. I see like jokes, like it's all jokes, of course, but there's a little bit of, I guess you can take from it what you will. I see videos, brothers in the world at least, try to make jokes like, oh, Jesus Christ was a gang leader. You know, when you really think about it, like, look how he moved. Like he had his 12 disciples, and you know, like, and I get what they mean. Like, no, he wasn't a gang leader, but the way they move, it's militant. Think about it. Most gangs, in a sense, is a group of people who are willing to go to the extreme, but they're supposed to at least move very militant. Now, depending on what side of history you're on, you know, it can be deemed good or bad. But that's all it is, though. The United States military is a gang. It's the biggest gang in the world. Matter of fact, they got sub gangs in the gang. You got Navy, Army, Marines, Coast Guard. They got like the Space Force now. You know, they got all types of stuff. It's a gang. I don't know if y'all know about the Coast Guard. I know some, like I met some brothers who was in the Coast Guard. Like, you know what they do? Like, they get like pirates. Like, don't think like I'm not talking like Captain Jack Sparrow and all. No, like they usually go to the Coast Guard, and they actually stop people from like smuggling drugs into the country. That's what they do. They're like real life, not the Coast Guard, but the people that they're going for are real life pirates. You see what I mean? So like, don't let nobody try to like warp your mind into something else. That's not what it is. All right. So next time somebody says you're a part of a cult, ask them what they do for a living. They're probably in the cult too. It's whatever. All right. They just don't like your cult. That's all it is. All right. So we're going to continue. So verse 5, it says, take ye from among you an offering unto the Lord, whosoever is it of a willing heart. Let him bring it an offering of the Lord, gold and silver and brass, and blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen and goat's hair and ram's skins dyed red, and badger skin and shittim wood, and oil for the light, and spices for anointing oil, and for the sweet incense. All right, so we're going to continue. So 9 to 15 in the Hebrew. All right, so this is the book of Exodus, chapter 35, verse 9. Wayabanya Sha'am, Wabanya, Alhayun, Lapayad, Yala Kashan, Lakashan, Wabal, Kabam, Laab, Kabam, Yabaya, Waya Aishya, Ath, O, Ashar, Taza'ah, Yahweh, Ath, Hama Shabya, Ath, Aholya, Wayath, Mabaya, Ath, Hara Saya, Wayaath, Horashaya, Ath, Barayakya, Karakaya, Ath, Imadya, Wa'ath, Adanya, Ath, Haran, Wa'ath, Kadayan, Ath, Habagarath, Wa'ath, Paraba'ath, Hamasa'an, Ath, Hashalakath, Mashallah. Wa'af ka kadaya wa'af all ka laya'a wa'af lakum ha hapanya'um wa'yaf ma manarath ha ma wa'ar wa'af kalaya'a wa'af narathaya wa'af shaman hama ya'ar. Last verse. Wa'af mazaba'ak ha hapatarath wa'af banya wa'af shaman hamashaka'a wa'af Quasarath. No. Quatarath. Hasamayam wa'ath masa'an hapathak lamathak hamashaqa'an. All right. So it's the book of Exodus, chapter 35, verse 9 in English. And onyx stones and stones to be set for the ephod and for the breastplate, and every wise-hearted among you shall come and make all the Lord hath commanded. The tabernacle, his tent, and his covering, his taches, and his boards, his bars, his pillars, and his sockets, the ark and the staves thereof, with the mercy seat and the veil of the covering, the table and his staves, and all his vessels, and the showbread. The candlestick also for the light, and his furniture, and his lamps, with oil for the light. So this is pretty much just describing like how the Lord wants the altar is made. That's pretty much what's going on right now. So everybody's like tracking. Verse 15, last verse, and the incense altar, and the staves, and the anointing oil, and the sweet incense, and the hanging for the door at the entering of the tabernacle. All right, so pretty much make the altar look glorious. This is what the Most High referred. He referred this message to Moses, and now he's referring this message to the congregation of Israel. So don't be making all this stuff for no golden calf, for an object that didn't do nothing for you. That's like mental disorder. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like you had a living God who sent men and his sister, who sent people to come get you up out of captivity. You went through all that. You done traveled through the wilderness and like all the miracles. Like we were eating the angel's bread and all this stuff, right? And then we said, this cup right here, that's what got me up out of Egypt. So much that we made altars. We were worshiping. And you know what like really gets me and why I keep talking about this? It's not that the fact that we were just worshiping an object. We made the object. We all band together. It was like, yeah, we're gonna put this, hold it up. All right, cool, boom. Yeah, this got us up out of Egypt. You know how like crazy that sound? Like you a little cuckoo. Like that's weird. That's some weirdo activity. All right. So I can see why the Most High would not only be vexed, but like he really looking like this nation a little slow. I don't know. I don't know if this is it. This is supposed to be God's chosen people. Moses said, hey man, look, I'm telling you, I can make a nation up out of you, man. You just say the word because I'm about to get rid of them. I'm just saying, So I don't know. I just think about that. So let's see. We're gonna go verse 16. So 16. 22. So 16 to 22 in the Hebrew. All right, book of Exodus, chapter 16, verse 32. Ath, mazaka'ath, ha'ayla'a, wa'ath, mabakor, hanakath sha'ath, shar, like wa, ath, kanaya, wa'ath, call, kalaya, ath, haba, wa'ar, wa'ath, na, manya, ath, kwala aya, let's see, aya, hakatazar, ath, madya, wa'ath, adan ya'a, wa'ath, Masa'an, Shayar, Hakatazar Ath, Wanatha Da'ath, Hamasha Ka'an Wa'ath, Atha Da'ath, Hakatazar Wa'ath, Matha Ra Yaha'am Ath, Kagadar, Hasharad, Lasharath, Kakwadash, Kakwadash, Ath, Kagadar, Kakadaya, Hakwadash, Lahar, Habaan Wa'ath, Kagadaya, Banya Labayan, Wayataza'a, Ka'al, Aidath, Kanya, Yasha'ala, Malapanya, Masha'a, Waya Baya, Ka'al, Ayash, Ashar, Na Sha'a, Labaya, Waba'al, Ashar, Na Da Ba'ath, Rakaya, Athya, Habaya'ath, Ath, Thara Ma'ath, Yahweh, Lama Ya'am, Pa'al, Ma'ya'id, Laba, Walabala, Walaba'al, Ibad Da'athya, Walabagadya, Hakwadash. All right, last verse. Waya Ma'a, Hana Shayam, Ayo, Hana Shayam, Ka'al, Nadayab, La'ab, Abaya'a, Ka'ach, Wana Za'am, what's a Ka'aith, Wa Ba Ya Ma'az, Ka'al Ya, Zahab, Waba'al, Ayash, Shar, Hanya Pa'a, Tha Na Pa'ath, Zahab, Layahawa. All right, that's it. All right, so it's book of Exodus, chapter 16. I'm sorry, chapter 35, verse 16. The altar of burnt offering with his brazen gate, his staves, and all his vessels, the laver and his foot, the hangings of the court, his pillars and their sockets, and the hanging for the door of the court. The pins of the tabernacle and the pins of the court and their cords, the clothes of service to do service in the holy day, the holy garments for Aaron the priest, and the garments of his sons to minister in the priest's office. Let's see. Verse 20, sidebar, for any brothers who are in the high holy day department or who want to be in the high holy day department, it is again custom to have your garments. This is why we wear our garments specifically for high holy days, Sabbath service, etc. And it's also custom to have other garments for the priests, at the school for brothers who are coming to teach for those days, right? Let's see, verse 20. And all the congregation of the children of Israel departed from the presence of Moses, and they came, everyone whose heart stirred him up, and everyone whom his spirit made willing. And they brought the Lord's offering to the work of the tabernacle of the congregation for all his service and the holy garments. Last verse. And they came, both men and women, as many as were willing-hearted. Again, willing-hearted, meaning it got to be in you. We say it every time and keep saying it. Many people come into the truth. Only a few stay though, and actually stay the entire time, because you can come in here for alternative reasons and think you're gonna fool everybody. I promise you, you will not last, because it ain't in you. It's on you. You're wearing it, and it's actually in here. We are willing to do this. You gotta understand. I don't get paid to do Sabbath service. Like there's no like, I know like brothers and sisters in the world be like, well, how much they paying y'all? Nothing, because we do this because we want to. We do it like we're not looking for an exchange of currency. Money is tangible. What we're doing this for is to, one, honor the law, statutes, and commandments how we were supposed to do, but also we trying to get the kingdom. Like I don't give a damn about a dollar bill. We trying to get the kingdom. We trying to get out of oppression. You understand? And the only way to do that, again, is to live. How do you live? We went through Romans 8:2. And paraphrasing, you live by upholding the law. And when you do that, that frees you from the law of sin and death. Because what is sin? Sin is what? A transgression of the law. It frees you from that. Sin has been nothing but our downfall forever. I mean, even right here, like we read earlier, the golden calf, we keep talking about it because you're worshiping an idol. It's a figment of your imagination. You like, this is our God. And then guess what happened? We almost died. We didn't even know it. That's the crazy part about it. We didn't even know that there was a possibility that our, like Israel, there was not going to be no Israel. There was going to be no Israelites. We were going to be some Mosesites. Like that's what's going to happen. But we didn't even know that. You see? The Lord's just going to make it happen just like that. So when you read this, you got to think like, man, like maybe, I should just do what the Lord wants me to do. And for those of us who have been in the truth long enough, we tried it. We said, you know what? The way I've been living ain't right. It's all types of corruption in the world. I'm going to do this. And look what happened. Some of us have gotten families from being in here. Some of us have gotten off of drugs, have learned to deal with our addictions, got real help, like real actual help. Like, I'm not saying don't take your medicine. I'm not your doctor. But what I will say is America has a trend of making everything into a business, like big pharma, stuff like that. I forgot. It's I'm gonna say Black women in particular are more prone to, mental disorders and mental illness than anybody else. Why? You're God's daughters, all right? And you're in captivity. You weren't even supposed to be dealing with that yourself. You're supposed to be up in a palace somewhere with a nice dress on with your feet kicked up and some servants, I don't know, washing your feet, doing your nails or something. That's what y'all supposed to be going through right now. But y'all ain't got that, all right? Now y'all got to go through this hell with us. It hurts. Single mothers, stuff like that. Like it destroys you, messes with your mind. In America, they tell you can be a whore. And it sounds good, like, oh, I can do whatever I want. My body is my choice. I don't need no man, da, 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 da. And you are destroyed. 60 years old, you destroyed. You see what I mean? And it just hurts. So now you got all these mental disorders. And those mental disorders, by the way, will lead to physical disorders. Because you do know, like, enough prolonged stress within the body actually releases toxins in your body. You're not supposed to have that stuff. A healthy body is nothing without a healthy mind. Your mind messed up, your body messed up. So what they're going to do, they're going to give you these prescriptions and these medications. Like, oh, yeah, take this for your depression. Take this for this. Take this for that. And then next thing you know, half the time those prescriptions have side effects. And it leads to another issue. Oh, this one might cure your depression, but now you're going to have kidney problems. Now you got to take this medication for your kidneys. Oh, but this one's going to lead to high blood pressure. Now you got to take this one for high blood pressure. Oh, but this one might give you dementia when you get older. So now you got to take this one. Like, you see how it just racks up? Babylon gives you quick fixes. They mask the problem. They slap a Band-Aid on it and it's like, okay, like, it's good now. No. You got to deal with your problems internally. And that's what the Isupk Commander General Yohana teaches us. It teaches us to really deal with the demons that are in here. You might have some demons you probably never even knew you had until you came in here. You got to sit back and like, damn, I really am kind of messed up. Sister said, Lord knows I'm tired. I need a good 500 years of rest. No, I understand. We tired. Look, we tired. All right, we tired. We still got to deal with this nonsense, racism. Like, at this point, I believe anybody who is racist against God's chosen people, I think you suffer from a mental disorder because something is truly wrong with you. All right. think about it. We live in this country, right? This is a worldwide phenomenon. It's not just in North America. But I'll focus strictly on North America. America thrives off of what they call white supremacy. I'm going to give you a different term. I'm going to call it white fragility. Why? You want to know why, like it really is in like Esau's spirit, like, oh, like he can't leave you alone. Now we can go all the way back to Genesis, I believe it's like 25, I believe. I'm paraphrasing, where, Esau, he was going to curse Jacob. But why was he going to curse Jacob, though? I'm going to ask y'all, matter of fact, I've been talking to that much. I'm going to ask you a question. Why did Esau want to curse Jacob? What happened? Either somebody give me a precept or you can just give it to me in your own words. What was Esau's issue with Jacob? Mind you, they were brothers, right? Why? What was his problem with him? If anybody is free to answer. Yes. Anybody is free to answer. Why? What was Esau's issue with Jacob? We talk a lot about Esau. Like, what was the issue? How did this even come about? Birthright. Okay, you're on it. Give me a little more. Birthright. Okay, let's see. He was favored. Jacob was upright. Okay, y'all on it. Okay, so we're on the right track. So yes, birthright. Okay, I ask you this. Let me break it down. Traditionally, who is supposed to gain inheritance? Traditionally.
The oldest.
The oldest. Okay. So the oldest. Now, who was the oldest? This should be easy. Who was the oldest?
Esau.
Esau. Okay. So they were technically twins, right? But Esau came out first. So he's the oldest. Yeah, the older. Okay, Esau. Yep. Okay, so you're on track. Now, what was prophesied, though? You either give me a precept or just give it to me in your own words, either one. Yes, traditionally, the elder brother is supposed to be the one that gains the inheritance. This did not happen, though. Why?
Jacob was an Israelite.
Okay, no. Remember, Jacob's name was changed to Israel, so he can't be an Israelite because an Israelite is child of. So, but you're on the right track. The elder shall serve the younger. Okay, there we go. Yep, the elder shall serve the younger. So it was prophesied that Esau was actually supposed to be up under Jacob, right? Now let's fast forward a little bit. Now they're older. Genesis 25 and 23. Okay, let's go to it real quick. 25 and 23. Where we at? Look at Genesis chapter 25, verse 23. And the Lord said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, yep, and 2 manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elder shall serve the younger. So yes, all of you are correct. So yes, Esau was prophesied to be the one that served under Jacob, right? Even though traditionally speaking, it's the elder that gets it. Now, Jacob and Esau, they don't know this. So let's fast forward, boom. Let's see, is that why Jacob took Esau's heel? Because Esau came out when he wasn't supposed to? No, not necessarily. What that was, when we were fighting in the womb, we were fighting for dominance in the womb. It was already prophesied that the elder shall serve the younger. So Esau was supposed to come out first. Because think about it now, if Esau came after, that means that Esau would be the second born. He'd be the younger brother. So Esau was supposed to be the firstborn and then Jacob, right? So now, does anybody remember? Now let's get to when they were adults. Does anybody remember how Jacob got the blessing? Does anybody remember? You can, again, either give me a precept, give it to me in your own words. I give you a hint. There was a certain dialect between Jacob and Esau. Mind you, they don't know about the prophecy yet. They don't know nothing about this. Esau sold his birthright for food. Yep, sold his birthright. Yeah. So Esau sold his birthright. Now, let me give it all to you right now, right? Again, this ties back into the Lord knows who you are when you're in the womb. The Lord, there's a reason why this was prophesied. He didn't value it because he thought he would die. Not necessarily that he would die. Remember, Esau was a cunning hunter, right? Not that he thought he would die, but you're right when you said he didn't value it. He didn't value it. Think about it. He gave up his birthright. Why? Because he was hungry, carnal, right? He felt carnally deprived in the moment. That's why he gave up his birthright. Now, mind you, he put it into perspective for you. It's you and your sibling. You're the elder, right? You know that if you, I'll make up something real quick. If you got good grades all throughout school or whatever, that your parents were going to give you an inheritance of, I don't know. Let's just say they were going to pay. Let me make it more realistic. They're going to pay for your college, right? They're going to pay for your college as long as you uphold to a certain standard. Now, let's say your younger sibling, and you know this, right? Let's say your younger sibling comes to you and they just a screw up. Like they don't do their work. They got D's and F's and C's and they just not doing the work. You got straight A's. And let's say one day you're just hungry. And your sibling comes up to you like, hey, I can get you this food if we trade our work. Now, your grades are going to be their grades. Now, what's going to happen is your parents might see, oh, you're not upholding to what we promised you. Oh, but your younger sibling, they're doing what they're supposed to. You know what? That happens, and then guess what? They end up getting the inheritance, which would be maybe them paying for college. Now, they ain't gonna pay for your college. Now, I don't know about you. I'm not doing that. I'm not about to sit here and give up my right, in a sense, because of a moment. But that just shows your spirit. The Most High knew Esau's spirit. He knew that Esau is not the kind of person that would truly value that inheritance. Hence why it was prophesied that the elder shall serve the younger. Most High already knew how these two men were going to be. We didn't know. Jacob and Esau didn't even know, but he knew. Now, Esau ends up selling his birthright, willingly, by the way, to Jacob for food. And he does it. He gets the food. What ends up happening? Jacob ends up getting the birthright. When Isaac was on his deathbed and blind, Jacob listened to his mother, Rebecca, and did what she told him to do. He goes over there and he's like feeling him. Mind you, Jacob was he was a smooth man. He wasn't really hairy and stuff like that. That was more so Esau. So he's blind and he's thinking this is Esau. This is all made by design. This is what was supposed to happen. Jacob ends up getting the blessing. Mind you, Esau willingly sold his birthright. This is what happened though. Esau got mad. He's like, oh no, what about my blessing? What about my blessing? Well, guess what? He still got a blessing. What did he get blessed with? Anybody know? What did Esau get blessed with? This should be easy. It's one word. What was Esau blessed with? I should know this because we brought this up in class quite a bit. What was Esau blessed with? Not hunter. He was a hunter. It's not what he was blessed with. Not rulership. Remember that's Jacob's blessing now. Now he gained the inheritance. It's a key word. It's one word. Starts with an S. He was blessed with what? The sword, yes. Now, sword meaning what? A physical sword? Like, actually, you can. Was he blessed with that? No. A sword is used for what? Cutting down. It's a weapon that you can use to kill something, right? That is Esau's nature. That's why everything that he touches, he gotta destroy it. Think about it. He's hunted animals to extinction. Like the dodo bird, that was a real thing. That thing is dead. Like there's no more dodo birds. There's certain, like, I think it's a certain kind of rhinoceros in Africa, I think. It's extinct. Certain tigers, there's like 500 of them left. I don't know why. Because these heathens will hunt them. I think it's called big game or something like that. And I think it's specifically for the rhinoceroses and also elephants. Their tusk and their horns, I believe, have ivory, and they use it for something. The white rhino, the water. And they hunt it. They don't care. They think, again, carnally. They think in the moment, I want this for value. A smart person would hunt them, but not to extinction, because guess what? You hunt them to extinction, there's no more ivory. The animal's dead. You can't use them no more. Hence why, let's go to our Gadite brothers and sisters. They hunted buffalo, but they knew how to work with the ecosystem. They didn't overly hunt the buffalo. They also utilized all the parts of the buffalo. They used it for food. They used it for clothing. Like they knew how to use their resources. But what happened when Esau came over? He saw that the Native Americans, so-called Native Americans, would utilize these buffalo for all that weapons as well, and said, you know what? I'm going to cut that off. And hunted all these buffalo to the point where they couldn't really use them anymore. Like they damn near would extinct them damn selves. Why? Because that's in his nature to do so. Now, the reason why I'm bringing all this out is because now we're going to fast forward to 2025 in North America today. The reason why white folk cannot leave you alone, one, it's in their spirit. We talk a lot about white supremacy. White fragility is what I'm going to call it, because their whole existence is based off of them feeling like they are better than you. They have painted a negative stereotype of you, so-called blacks and Latinos, all right, or Native Americans. Native Americans are savages. I found out that there's certain parts of the world that they actually think that Native Americans are extinct. I didn't know that. They don't even think you exist. Now, for Latinos, what do they call you? Oh, you're a dirty immigrant. I can't say, like, they say all types of racial slurs. Go back to your country, even though half of North America was Mexico. But hey, you know, it's either here nor there, I guess, even though they broke all the treaties to get this land. It's freaking crazy. But, you know, they say that you don't belong here. Oh, you're stealing all of our jobs. Oh, you are criminals. You're rapists. They paint a negative stereotype of you, right? Black people, forget about it. We're loud. We're ghetto. We're ratchet. We're violent. We're ignorant. We're dumb. We're aggressive. The only thing we're good for is killing each other. We have no home etiquette. Every negative stereotype that you could possibly think of. And they believe that. They gaslight themselves to believe that. Now, here's what happens. It's all right for a brother to be a rapper and rap about killing other black men. That's okay. It's all right for a sister to make a song calling herself, excuse my language, a bitch and a hoe. That's acceptable, right? It's okay for black people to go to the club and you bump into somebody and you shoot them and there's a shootout and somebody dies. That's okay, right? You want to know why? Because you fit the stereotype. Until you don't. Let you do better than the Edomite. Let you be smarter. Let you get a job that they wanted. Let you, I mean, we look better than them. You know what I mean? But like, let you, I don't know, look better than them. They try to paint it like, oh, you know, black women are not desired. And a lot of white women, they genuinely believe that, because sadly there's a lot of thunk in place ass brothers in the world who have money and they idolize white women. So now white women have gotten this mentality like, oh, I can take your man, until they can't. Let them go into a room and there's black men in there, and oh, the black man chose the black woman. They kind of get like, huh? They look confused. Like, how dare you? Like, wait, what? I'm supposed to be the prize. You get upset because subconsciously they think that they're better than you. European beauty standards are idolized in America, even though they get plastic surgery and they try to look like you, which is crazy. But that's what they try to go by. Oh, but no, you like the woman with darker skin, with hair texture that's different, that has a naturally big butt, naturally big lips. Oh, wait, you like that? They get upset. A white man? Oh, forget it. Let a black man be better than him at something. Let him be faster than him. Let him be smarter than him. Let him be stronger than him. Let you get a higher position than he does at your job, right? It really vexes them because it destroys their idea of you. They need to feel like they are better than you. That's why they can't stand it when y'all get together. Too many black people walking around. Like, if it's like one or two of y'all at the job, yeah, that's cool. All right, it's tolerable because they still outnumber you. Let there be too many black people there. Let there be too many Latinos there. Oh, now it's a problem. Now it's a problem. Now they got to voice out, like, oh, there's no diversity here. You can have one or two black people in a show, but when there's a black show, it's like, oh, this show is ghetto. The Ironheart. I don't know if y'all know about that. It's like a Marvel TV show. I haven't watched it yet, but there are grown-ass white men who have started an entire podcast literally talking smack about this show and making just racist remarks and stuff. Like, I don't know if y'all know this, but it's a common trope in like Marvel and DC, like comic books, like somebody doesn't have like both of their parents or something like that. And it don't matter what you look like, white, black, whatever. I guess in the show she might have a stepfather or something, and then it's like, oh yeah, of course she doesn't have a father. Stuff like they need to feel like that. That's why I call it white fragility, because they have a fragile ego. Their ego is built off of suppressing you, but when they can't, they lose their minds. That's why them Karens be crashing out. That's like, I'm just being real. They have like a meltdown. Something not right with them. They just, I don't know what's going on at home. I don't know, but like, they see a black person free and functioning, and like, you not a bum, you not ghetto, you're articulate, which most of us are, because there's some ghetto white people. They just don't get highlighted. That's all, But that's what happens. That's in Esau's nature. Esau has to try to just like smother you down, and when he fails, he crashes out. Doesn't know what to do with himself. Sister said, I know this isn't really a question we can answer, but do you think we all have these animals? Will we have these animals back with Israel ruling? Oh, the extinct ones? Nah, the extinct ones are extinct. I think that's it on that. Hence why Esau can't be in rulership no more. That's why, like, I don't know if y'all been paying attention to the news, like Iran and all that stuff, like the bombings and stuff. We've been waiting for this. We've been waiting for war to break out because, again, it fits what's been talked about in the Bible. All right? There's going to be wars and rumors of wars. I'm paraphrasing, right? What we need to understand is like, hey, you know what? The Iranians might start bombing people. We just got to stay our course and follow the Most High. Our war is not with Iran. All right? But that ain't us. All right? It is what it is. We got to stay on course. We've been praying for this because we got to get Esau out of rulership. If Esau continues to rule, he will destroy everything. Like, there are so many people in North America who are just sick and starving. I forgot the homelessness rate in China, but I think it's like below 1%. Mind you, they have like 1.2 billion people. You know how big China is? China's huge, like way bigger than the United States. But their homelessness rate is drastically lower. Meanwhile, America is up there. Why? Esau cares about business. He cares about carnal things. He cares about money, power, and indulging in his own lust. And he's been like that. That's why he never got the blessing, because he didn't deserve it. Look what he doing. He in rulership now. Look what he doing. You see? The Lord knew that. That's why we got to get back into the Most High. All right? Slacky. I got a little long-winded for a second. We're going to continue. Let's see. 20. Actually, no, I think that's it. Yes, now I'm going to continue. So we're going to go look at Exodus chapter 35, 23. 23 to 29. Okay. So this book, Exodus chapter 35, verse 23. Overall, Ayash, Ashar, Namatazah, Athya, Thabalath, Yara Ga Ma'an, Yatha Ya La'aith, Shanya, Yashashash, Wa'ai Zayam, Wa'ai Ra'ath, La'am, Mada Mayam, Wa'ai Ra'ath, Thaka Shayam, Ha Ma Ya'a, O Marayam, Thara Ma'ath, Ka Kata'an, Wana Ka Sha'ath, Hama Ya'a, Ath, Thara Ma'ath, Yahweh, Waba'o, Ashar, Na Matazah, Athya, Atazayah, Shatayam, Labor, Mala Ba'ath, Ha'ai Badaya, Bada, Salakia, Ha'ai Bada, Hama Ya'a, Yabor, Asha, Abba, Kabamath, La'ab, Kayadaya, Taya, Wayaba Ya'a, Mata Ya'a, Ath, Hathabalath, Wa'ath, Haragaman, Ath, Saya La'aith, Hashanya, Ya'ath, Hashash, Waba'o, Ha Nashayam, Ashar, Nasha'a, Laka'an, Atha Naya'a, Athanya, it's like you. Kakaba Ma'a, Taya'ath, Ha'ai Zayam, Wana Sha'am, Habaya'a, Ath, Abanya, Hasha'am, Wa'ath, Abanya, Ha Ma Layam, La Para'ad, Wala Ka Sha'ath, Wa'ath, Ha Kasha'am, Wa'ath, Hashaman, Lamayar, Wala Shalama'an, Hamasha Ka'a, Wala Quad Tara'ath, Hasamayam, last verse, Ko'or, Ayash, Weasha'a, Ashar, Nadab, Lakam, Atham, Laha Baya'a, Labal, Hamala Ba'a, Shar, Tazaya'a, Yahweh, La'ai Shayath, Kayad, Masha'a, Ha Ma Ya'a, Banya, Yasha'ala, Nada Ba'a, Yahweh. That's it. All right, this is 35, 23. The book of Exodus, chapter 35, verse 23. And every man with whom was found blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen and goat's hair and red skins of rams, badgers' skins, brought them. Everyone that did offer an offering of silver and brass brought the Lord's offering, and every man with whom was found shittim wood for every work of the service, like it, brought it. And all the women that were wise-hearted did spin with their hands and brought that which they had spun, both of blue and of purple and of scarlet and of fine linen. And all the women whose heart stirred them, and all the women whose heart stirred them up in wisdom spun goat's hair. And the rulers brought onyx stones and stones to be set for the ephod and for the breastplate and the spice and the oil for the light, and the anointing oil, and for the sweet incense. In verse 29, last verse, the children of Israel brought a willing offering unto the Lord, every man and woman whose heart made them willing to bring for all manner of work with the Lord, with which the Lord, Salakia, had commanded to be made by the hand of Moses. All right. So as of right now, we're doing what we're supposed to do. That's why they have movies of them looking for other habitable worlds, because they have destroyed Earth to the point of no return. Yeah, no, that's actually true. I believe General Mahyman broke this down a while ago. It might sound silly, but like, y'all ever see, like, again, it kind of goes into their spirit and what's being prophesied. White people can't leave nothing alone. Like, I believe in working out and stuff, but they'll wake up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and go on a run. And I'm like, where are you going? Like what? I don't know. Like, to me, it's like, what possessed you to like do that? Like, you just always trying to go somewhere. And yes, it is in their spirit. They're trying to, in a sense, yeah, look for other resources, because that, again, carnal. He can't maintain what he has, so he has to take from something else. And he's taking and taking and taking and taking all from the earth. And he's overusing the resources. Esau knows deep down he can't sustain his rulership. He's going to drop himself into a hole. That's why he's always looking for the next best thing. That's why he invades other countries and robs them of their resources. You want to know why? Because they can't have what they can't maintain what they got. I think about it. You left your country, sought us out. We went, Southern tribes at least, went into hiding, and mostly like Western Central Africa. You found us, right? Convinced the Hamites to sell us, even though we were living among them, right? Got us, put us on those ships, shipped us out. Not even like North America actually was like one of the last stops. One of the first stops was actually South America, today Brazil, right? That's why Brazil actually has a larger black population than North America, right? That was one of the first ports in a sense, right? So now he done shipped us all these various places. And while doing that, who'd you bump into? You bumped into the Northern tribe. And then we tried to work together, meaning Southern tribe and Northern tribe. We didn't know who was Israelites at this point, but something about us, we knew, like, we found a sense of kinship in each other. Tried to make amends, not make amends, but we tried to work with each other. Guess what? Esau didn't like that. I forgot what article it was. I read it a long time ago. And it was like the conquistador straight up said, we cannot let the black and the native Indian side with each other. They would be too strong. So we were forming communities with each other. They said, oh no, we can't have that. So what do? You have certain Native Americans who own black slaves. Why? Because they got the white man's ideology onto them. I believe it's called like 5 Nations. But then you also have black people. Now, some of y'all might know about the Buffalo Soldiers, right? One of the things, sadly, that the Buffalo Soldiers did is that they actually raided Native American camps. Why? We served the white man. So we turned against each other. So that bond that we had, oh, now it's broken. You know, that's why you go into certain communities and like certain Native Americans and certain black people got beef with each other. And it's because like the things that were happening, you know, racism and like, it's really the white man meddling. That's really what caused it. Because take him out, we were fine. But he destroyed everything, right? Now, he didn't want to build up his own country. So what did he do? He made us do it. He made us do all the dirty work, all right? And then once all the dirty work was done, matter of fact, he made black people build up the country, and then like the Native Americans pushed them out, slowly slaughtering them, indoctrinated them, or I should really say Hellenized them, made it to where there's a movie, I don't know what it is, but there's a clip, and it's a Native American woman, and it's like a boarding school, and it's like an older white lady, she's kind of like a nun, and she's like telling her like, you know, to speak English, and she would like smack her hand when she would like speak her native language. So then what happened, that woman got pissed, started cussing her out in her native language though. And white woman says, Don't you dare speak that demonic language at me. She ended up whooping her ass. But, you know, it comes after that. They got her. I don't know if she ended up like, I want to know what movie it is. But that's real, though. Like, that really happened. That's why, like, you know, you hear about the Native Americans going to boarding schools and, like, they made them shave their head because it was a representation of their culture. They did the same thing with black people. You see a lot of black men back in the day, we had the baldy. We had the one cut. Like, that's all we had because we weren't allowed to grow out our hair. We weren't allowed to have braids, stuff like that. They still do that today. Like, you go into the military, shave that head. Like a meat. Like, you look crazy. Like, I'm glad I don't got my picture no more, but I saw like an old picture. I didn't have no beard, no mustache. It was just a head. And I was like, look a little crazy. But it really is to like, one, emasculate you, but take a part of your culture away. Because in Israelite culture, we're supposed to grow our hair out. You're supposed to get your hair braided, have it in different styles and stuff like that. Like, you're supposed to take pride in who you are. They robbed that from you. But it still wasn't enough. You push the Native Americans out. You have the audacity to tell them to go back to their own country. This is their country. You know, now black people have built up everything for you. Now you don't like this. I mean, you better not like this, but you know what I mean. Like, now you want to get rid of us. Let's see, Yellowstone series. Okay, I might have to check that out. It is good. Okay, yeah. Okay, I gotta check that out. Okay, the water. We did all that. Now it still wasn't enough. Black people said, okay, you know what, you don't want us among you. Okay, we'll go over here and go do our own thing. Still didn't want to leave us alone. Did y'all know that a lot of these highways that you see all throughout America, you ever have that moment where you're like, why didn't they just make the highway straight? You ever think about that? It's like, we're doing all this stuff. It's like, why not just go straight? You want to know the real reason why? It's because they destroyed black neighborhoods and then built highways through it. That way we couldn't have a community there. The Devil's Punch Bowl, I'm pretty sure some of y'all know about that one. That's an artificial lake. That's not supposed to be there. That was a black community that they slaughtered, and they built a lake over it. Like, some people, you know, speculation, you know, but they say, like, you know, the lake is haunted and stuff because it's a lot of black bodies that were built under there. You get what I mean? Like, so it's like Esau is never satisfied. He has an insatiable appetite to just want more and more and more and more. Like he got the planet damn near under his rulership, and he's still like, the West at least is under his rulership for the most part, but it ain't enough. He don't like the fact that China is still in rulership of where they at. Matter of fact, Esau got beef with himself. He got beef with his Russian cousins. They fight. That's sibling rivalry right there. They got a problem. Like, no, you know, I want to be ruler. I want to be the ruler. It ain't enough. Esau will let this whole planet burn simply because he cannot satiate his own carnal lust. So yeah, those movies that y'all be seeing where they be like, oh, we're trying to find water, you know, on Mars. You know, its atmosphere is very similar to that of Earth. Why the hell you going all the way out there for? Like, have you ever seen a black person trying to get off the planet? Like, am I tripping? Is there an article that I don't know about? Have you ever seen like a Hispanic man just be like, you know what, I don't like this. I'm about to go see what's popping on Venus. That don't, like, when you really think about it, it doesn't make sense. Why? Because we were designed to function with the earth. Esau is destroying it. He like, damn, we're running out of oil here. You know, the water ain't clean no more. We got to find that. It's funny. Instead of trying to fix the problem, Esau is like, you know what? On to the next one. If Esau, it won't happen, but if Esau tried to get to Mars and somehow found a way to live on Mars, he'd destroy Mars. That'd be another. I would feel bad for Mars and whatever else is living out there. I don't know. I would feel bad because you're gonna do the same thing you did to Earth on there. You haven't learned your lesson. Why? Because it's in you. Our people are afraid to go on airplanes. No, for real. I sleep on airplanes. I can't deal with it. Me personally, I'm afraid of heights, so I just do that. But yeah, like it sounds so crazy because it is. That's Esau. So that's why Esau, we can't allow for him to continue to be in rulership. Esau gonna kill his damn self. Like, yeah, matter of fact, I'll level with you. Some of y'all still love white people. You love white people so much. Okay, cool. How about you save the white people by getting his ass out of rulership and you rule? Maybe their life might be a little better if that's really what you want to do. Follow the Most High, because your Edomite brethren is a damn fool, and he gonna kill everybody, including his damn self. I think it was General Muhammad. He said a quote. I'll never forget this. He said, "When a white man ain't got nobody else to kill, he'll kill himself." It's facts. So keep that in mind, right? Let's see where we at. Moses. Let's see, at 23. No, don't worry about that. We will go. Who said the children of Israel? Yeah, okay. So we'll finish up the last. What time is it? For the sake of time, I'll just finish up the rest in English. So this is chapter 35, verse 30 in English. And Moses said unto the children of Israel, "See, the Lord hath called by name Bazael, the son of Uri, the son of and the tribe of Judah. And he hath filled him with the Spirit of God, wisdom and understanding, and in knowledge, and all manner of workmanship." Again, this is what happens when you follow the Most High. "And to devise curious works, to work in gold and silver and in brass, and in the cutting of stones, to set them, and in carving of wood, to make any manner of cunning work. And he hath put in his heart that he may teach both he and Aholiab, the son of Ahisamach of the tribe of Dan. Them hath he filled with wisdom of heart to work all manner of work, of the engraver and of the cunning workman, and of the embroiderer, in the blue and in the purple and in the scarlet and in the fine linen, and of the weaver, even of them that do any work, and of those that devise cunning work." So right here, small takeaway. His brother, his Judite brother, right? He was very good at craftsmanship, right? But the Lord, he filled him with wisdom. He filled him with wisdom and wisdom. And what he did was, it says in verse 34, he had put in his heart that he may teach, right? So he taught another brother, Aholiab of the tribe of Dan. Sidebar, there are no more Danites because Dan mixed in with all the other tribes so much, like pretty much there's no tribe of Dan. That's why you never hear about it until tribes of Israel, but Israelites nonetheless, right? The point being is, this was a brother who was very good at what he does, good craftsman work, and he bestowed that knowledge onto another brother. That is the type of brotherhood that you should have. Don't be one of those people that just hogs all the knowledge for yourself. That is unbrotherly, okay? If you know how to do something and another brother is trying to learn how to do what you do, in a sense, like for new officers of 50, or even troopers, right, who may one day become an officer, it would behoove you to teach that brother how to be an officer, how to break down scriptures, how to conduct yourself. You want to pass on that knowledge, right? And you want to continue passing on that knowledge. That's why half the time when we want to know something, who do we go to? We go to our Adawan, right? So I got a question on this. Imagine you going to your Adawan, it's like, so I need a breakdown on this. Like, what does this mean? He's like, nah, you got it. The hell? Like Slakia, like, damn, all right. But that's unbrotherly. Like, you don't want that, right? You want to bestow that knowledge onto another brother with a lot of things, right? Because one day you're going to pass. Lord allow you to come again, but you don't know that. So give that knowledge onto another brother. He might amplify what you did. He might do it better than you, and then give that to another brother. Now, because you might have started it 5 generations down the line, they're going to remember you as General such and such. It's like, yeah, I learned that from him. And that's an honorable thing, right? You would want that. You want to help your nation, right? Don't hog all the knowledge for yourself. Just a small takeaway from it, right? So let's go to chapter 36. Then Bazaleel and Aholiab and very wise-hearted men in whom the Lord put wisdom and understanding to know how to work all manner of work for the service of the sanctuary, according to all the Lord had commanded. And Moses called Bezaleel and Aholiab, and every wise-hearted man in whose heart the Lord had put wisdom, everyone whose heart stirred him up to come unto the work to do it. And they received of Moses all the offering that the children of Israel had brought from the work of the service of the sanctuary to make it with all. And they brought yet unto him free offerings every morning. And all the wise men that wrought all the work of the sanctuary came every man from his work which they made. And they spake unto Moses, saying, the people bring much more than enough for the service of the work which the Lord commanded thee to make. And Moses gave commandment, and they caused it to be proclaimed throughout the camp, saying, let neither man nor woman make any more work for the offering of the sanctuary. So the people were restrained from bringing. For the stuff they had was sufficient for all the work to make it, and too much. So pretty much just telling them, like, y'all good. Like, y'all put in more than enough work. Like, we're good on the sanctuary. Like, y'all got it. Last verse. And every wise-hearted man among them that wrought the work of the tabernacle made 10 curtains of fine twined linen, and blue, and purple, and scarlet, with cherubims of cunning work made he them. All right, so that's it for that. So a couple of takeaways that you can take from this class. Really understanding, like, what is life? Like, I think it's paraphrasing this scripture. It says, like, what is the whole duty of man? The whole duty of man is to follow the Most High. You know how a lot of us, like, we in the world, like, what is our purpose in life? What do I do? It's like, this is what you're supposed to do. All right. And thing is, again, we're stiff-necked people. We don't like, for some reason, we don't like structure. I don't know. I'm telling you, we made that golden calf. Slow. I don't know. But my point being is, what you can take away from this is really understanding the importance of following the law, statutes, and commandments. I know we stress it every class, really. It ain't just me. Every brother in this school, we might say it a certain way, but we all telling you the same thing. Follow the law. Stay on course. Stay on the straight and narrow path. Don't try to go off and do your own thing. If the Bible tells you don't do it, don't do it. If the Bible tells you to do it, do it. It's that simple. You see how your life changed, so why would you want to go back? Really think about that. That means you're letting the demon win. That's really what's going on right there. That's why I said earlier, you speaking at camp, and it be a brother or a sister who's just strung out on drugs, and for some odd reason, like, they just kind of, it never fails, they kind of migrate their way to the camp. You don't even know what they're saying half the time. But it's something in their spirit, like, it's so vexed by what you're saying. They just had to confront it. They had to try to defeat the word of the Lord. They're going to lose, but they had to do it. You were just over there, like, high as hell, shooting up, doing God knows what. And you came all the way over here for what? Because something in them, that demon got a problem with you. It's trying to stop them from listening to what you're saying. It's always a battle. Everything you go through is a battle. Everything is going to be a test. You probably wonder, like, why am I going through this? Or, like, you trying to find a little bit more peace in your life. And then all of a sudden, like somebody might be trying to bother you, or like somebody's trying to disrupt your peace or get you out of body. And you got to remember sometimes, and I know it's hard in the moment, you got to remember that's a test right there. Don't let that demon win. All right? Don't run to the alcohol every single time you got a problem with somebody. Because that, like, you letting the bottle win. That's the demon right there. Don't run to the drugs. Don't get violent. Like, don't do that, because that's the demon winning, and you don't want the demon to win, because that demon is going to probably get you locked up. That demon is going to cause you to do something that could potentially, I know I've been speaking about, like, the spiritual death. There's the physical death too. All right. That demon might cause you to get mad and get drunk, go into the car and drive off to God knows where, and then you not paying attention, and you get yourself killed, drinking and driving, and angry at that. That's a horrible combination. You don't want that. Or, like, you storm off. I don't know. It might be cold where you at. You know, slipped on the ice, bashed your head in, and now you paralyzed. Like it sounds crazy, but like stuff like that happens, right? But why? That demon wants you to die. That's why the demon is there. The angel is there to record everything that you're doing and report back to the Most High. The Most High wants you to live. Then there's Satan. You know, Satan and the Most High have councils, right? And remember Job? I hope y'all remember that. Like, I'm going to give it to you, like, just for the sake of time, real quick. Job was favored by the Most High. So much that Satan proposed a challenge, mind you. It was like, I could take him. I can make him lose faith in me. So he's talking big smack. And guess what? The Lord's like, nah, that dude right there, that's a soldier. You can't take him. It don't matter what you do to him. He's not going to lose his faith in me. Satan said, all right, bet on it. Went to him, took his land, took some of his children, even turned his wife against him. His wife was telling him to curse the Lord. Job didn't do it. And Most High, like, that brought joy to the Most High. Like, you can't take this. This is my child. You can't take him, right? And now it was very sad what Job went through. But guess what? Because he held out, I don't know who Job is today, but he probably living a little better than what he was back then. I'm going to just leave it at that, right? Why? Because he passed that test. Also, the Lord is not going to give you more than what you can't handle. Everybody has a certain type of spirit. Some people are able to deal with emotional stress better than others. Some people are able to deal with financial stress better than others. Some people can't. Some of us are put through certain tests that others cannot go through because he knows you. Again, he knew Esau. That's why he didn't get that inheritance. He knew Jacob. That's why he got it. He knew Moses' spirit. That's why he went to him. Think about it. He went to Moses. He didn't go to Aaron. Think about that. Aaron was building a golden calf. He knew better to go to Aaron because he knew if he went to Aaron, Aaron would have been like, all right, yeah, you know what? They are tripping. And we all would have been Aaronites. That's what would have happened. That's like it sounds crazy, but there's a reason why. Okay, just never lose sight of that. I know, like sometimes it's you kind of lose your way a little bit. You know, we're still in captivity. There's all sorts of things going on. Iran out here bombing people. Like it's all types of crazy stuff. Esau still racist, still trying to destroy you. We got Trump out here just it's a lot. Right, and then you still got to go through your personal problems, family problems, work, kids. It's a lot, right? It's never stray, right? If you ever feel like you're straying, tune into class, call a brother, spend time with some brothers, spend time, with some sisters. You might need to, I say it every time. Demons don't fight fair, so why should you? Gang up on them demons. Go have a sister day, and just hang out with the sisters and have a good time. Maybe you just needed that. Hang out with the brothers. Y'all, I don't know, go get brunch or something. I don't know. Do that. We do that. I ain't gonna lie to you. Just to hang out, just to be around like-minded people. And it's like the demons just kind of man, we can't get them right now. So they go off, go terrorize somebody else. Right? Just keep that, right? Don't stray. Just don't stray. All right. With that, the water for everybody that tuned into class. I greatly appreciate the participation. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll be back at it again next Saturday. With that, shalom.